Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Dodger here. Welcome back to Formula 1 2018 for the Spanish Grand Prix at Catalunya, one of my favorite tracks, and we are going to be starting in P3. Don't ask me how. Don't know how that happened. But a dry qualifying into a very wet race, so that should be fun. I'm totally not nervous. I'm very nervous. Oh, that's a Monsoon.
What does the Spanish Grand Prix have in store for us today, I wonder?
Lag
I hope
spikes.
we see some tight wheel-to-wheel action down the main straight.
Oh, these
Circa
lag spikes are
Mansell and
bad.
Senna way back in 91.
Look
Or
at the
maybe
puddles.
We'll have a more strategic
Heavy
race
rain.
here on a track where overtaking can be difficult. It's 730 metres from pole position down to a slippery turn one here, the first of 16 corners around this 2.89-mile racetrack. The long, wide turn 3 and the uphill right-hander of turn 9 can both be taken full
I've always liked
throttle
the
in
look
the
of
right
this track.
conditions, but I doubt very much we'll be seeing
Looks like a really angry
today.
person. Hey, you guys should get some umbrellas. Aeroplanes.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today.
Nothing about us, huh?
He starts in pole position.
Nothing about the fact we're in
Edging out
P3.
Max Verstappen,
Whatever.
he'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Red, Ricciardo, Kimi Raikkonen, and Hamilton, Bottas, Alonso, Sainz,
What a grid.
and Esteban Ocon, Gasly, Magnussen, Charles Leclerc, and Van
Someone
Dorn,
was penalty because
Hartley,
Magnussen's up a pot.
Sergei
Up a pot?
Sirotkin,
Spot.
and Lance Stroll, Hulkenberg,
Hulkenberg,
and Sergio
okay.
Perez
Oh,
rounds
and
off the
Perez.
grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay. Nothing for me, Jeff. It's just eerily quiet. This is now an ASMR channel. Welcome to Formula 1 in the rain. We can look at our race strategy. Seems like we're going to be on the wet tires today and hitting around lap 16. And our power setup is already set. 36 laps of fuel on board because of the rain. That sounds wonderful. Okay. Seriously though, this is gonna be a mess. Wish me luck. Okay, let's do a low RPM start, I guess. And I guess we want to be on 5, I don't know. Oh, we actually got a good launch. Oh no, you remember the mist? I know you missed it. Yeah, you should just leave now. Oh, it is very puddly out. I can't even see the track, really. Oh, wet curves. Let's maybe... Oh! No! Oh, jeez! Mr. Wet Weather Master there, Verstappen, just lost it. Vettel's frickin' gone, man. He is checked out. Yeah, let's bring the power mode down. I don't really think we're going to be using that much power at the moment.
We're looking good from the start.
Looking like we should have brought a lot of extra pair of pants here. Are these puddles ever going to clear? I have to say, after playing ACC in the rain a little bit in the demo, the rain effects in this are still far superior. There's none of this puddling, there's none of the really, believable rainfall or anything like that in their game yet. They got a ways to go to match this. And trust me, it takes a lot for me to compliment a Codemasters game. Especially with the stuff you'll see this weekend. Okay, well, one lap in the books and we lived. It's going to be a long race, though. This will be well over an hour of racing, I think. Verstappen passing us back after he saved his car, I guess. I guess I'm going to stay on 3, because we're not using really any battery power at the moment. I was happy to be on a clear track, so I wish he wouldn't have passed. Alright, Take it easy. All of this mist. You make for a treacherous race. According to the forecast, this was never going to lift, so it's going to be like this the entire time. I don't know if we've... Have we ever had a Grand Prix like that? Or at least, I mean, I don't want to say ever, but in like the last decade, I can't think of any. Oh, I could think of one, and it's not a good one to think of. Maybe I've blocked that one out of my memory for a reason. Plenty of time counter steering. I got to brake a little bit earlier than that, apparently.
The tires are too hot. You need to cool them down. Find
Really?
some standing water.
That may be because I locked them up for 100 meters. They got the rain effects down, but they don't have flat spots in yet. That's one thing they've never seemed to try to figure out. Verstappen's going to squirt away here. I'm going to use full energy. Try and get away from Raikkonen. Not a lot I can do, though. He's just got so much more power. Just kind of sails by us, but he overdrove it. He couldn't get stopped. Ooh, stay off the curbs, Cone Dodger. I can't imagine why the rears would be overheated. Doesn't make any sense.
Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
I am aware of it, and I definitely feel it. You can feel the freight train on the straightaways. I made the decision when it was decided to be a wet race that I wouldn't waste this race for new units, for new power units or anything. Why are those helicopters stuck in place? It looks very awkward that they're not moving. Yeah, it seemed like why use up our good power plants in a race where we're not really going to be able to put down the power. Maybe that's dumb, I don't know. Oh, you can see the dry line forming. A lot of things that I want to smack Codemasters upside the head for, but their rain effects are not one of them.
These conditions don't look like they're shifting. We're predicting at least 20 minutes of heavy rainfall.
Okay, only 20 minutes actually, so it might let up, but it might just be that 20 minutes is as far out as they know or are comfortable sharing.
We have excess fuel weighing us down. Set the fuel mix to Mach 3. Let's push.
Yeah, you think that's a good idea, Jeff? Do you not see what's happening when I try to put the power down? I do not consider myself to be a good wet weather driver. I'm just doing my best to hang on right now.
We need to push now. Set ERS deployment to overtake. ERS to
I
overtake.
know, but it's raining, Jeff. It's raining. I can't use the power that you give me. Well, you don't give me. I am gonna be exhausted after this one, just constantly fighting the car.
The circuit's definitely looking better than it was a few minutes ago. If we just move a bit more of that standing water, we might be able to get onto the intermediates.
You think so? I don't know that I think so. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's pushed me out into the wet. I feel like I'm bottlenecking the field up here a little bit. out of the dry lane there.
Okay, we're reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep the temps under control.
What? How do I do that? I guess stay at a lean? I would imagine stay at a lean. A lean engine runs hot, so that's what I'm going to tell myself, to stay at a lean. I'm in rich right now, so that should be well and good. I'm really struggling with the brakes in the rain here. I do feel like maybe the track has dried out to the point where inners would work. There is a pretty well-defined dry lane. That's a risky call to make, though. Felt very uncomfortable there.
Place is 11.5 seconds. Gap to teammate behind is 8.2 seconds.
That's very frustrating. I got one of them back. It's really frustrating to be just blown by on the straightaway like that, but I knew that's the situation I was up against, and we are so far up the field right now, thanks to that qualifying effort. I'm totally okay peeling back a few positions here, need be. I'd just really rather be out of the mist. That was the main motivation to stay ahead of Raikkonen. But if I can use him to help guide me around, it's not the worst. But I gotta stay with him for that to happen.
Engine is looking a little worn. Power output will be less than optimal.
You're getting real close to being told to shut up, Jeff. Real close. This is like the most nerve-wracking race. Terrible conditions. I don't know that I need all of this extra info. Boy, he was really using the curbs there. I feel like I upset the car too much when I do that. Boy, that speed differential on the straightaways is unbelievable. I don't know if it's through following him or what, but I do feel like the car has come into its own a little bit again. Nope! Stay off the paint. Very slippery paint. Nice little half drift into there. This was the section I was so good at in qualifying and practice, but I don't know if our advantage is still there in the rain. I think our disadvantage is less there. I think Ricardo's starting to suffer some tire wear issues or something. Yeah, just at a purple sector there. So it's definitely the car's best sector. I don't know why it's so much worse in this one, though. They seem pretty similar. I guess it's just slower speeds. I've peeled back into Raikkonen here. A little bit. Nope, that hurt us a bunch. That's our best lap. I feel like I'm starting to use the lines that are more reminiscent to dry conditions. Which means that the track may convert over to inners even in this heavy rain. But if it lets up at all, we'll definitely need inners. This is still some seriously heavy rain, though. Still very much so struggling in Sector 1, where we are losing out on top speed. I think we're still mostly making up for it in 2. I've got to do really good in 3.
The gap to the car ahead is 2.
This is not really good.
Seconds.
I was cooling the tires off, that's what I was doing. It's all about the strategy. Ooh, I see the sun poking out a little bit right there. Ooh, stay off of those curbs. That'll setting fast laps. The track is definitely getting better. And the tires haven't gone off too far, at least for him.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Nah.
Got that confirmed?
I think the track's going to change before then. I think what they were considering is wet inners, or just 2-stopping on wets. I mean, I can see our times are falling off, and our tire wear is higher than anticipated for them. I'm just worried about the track changing.
Okay, we're starting to see a bit of tyre wear. You shouldn't have too much trouble for the time being, but the grip is going to start falling away.
Okay. Weather information?
We have 25 laps of fuel remaining.
Weather report?
Heavy rain will be staying with us for a while now, at least a 20-minute window of heavy rain.
Okay.
Full wets seem like the best tyre for now.
Okay, so they are saying the wets are here to stay. And the heavy rain's here to stay for at least a while. So we may have to do a 2-stop strategy. Not going to be any way around it, because these tires are indeed going off. So even though I told him no, I'm gonna take his strategy and box this lap. Box this lap.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
Try to cool them off over here. Seems like they were getting pretty spicy. I think I might be the only one to do this strategy, but I think I'm probably the only one wearing the tires to this degree. Just trying to hold a pace that the car can't quite seem to hold. It's okay. I'm just going to try and do the best I can. I wish this would have been a dry race. This probably could have been like a podium fight kind of day, but what you going to do? You got to make the most of the situation. I mean, if we do a 2-stop strategy, we'll most certainly lose 3 or 4 spots to those that don't. Maybe even more. I'm just going to have to really push the car on that new set.
Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available.
I'm saving that for later at the moment. See, what stinks is I'm really holding this group up right now, and when I pit, I'm going to uncork this field, and they're going to probably be turning faster laps than me. But maybe my new tires will overcome that. Crashing on pit road. Yeah, nobody else is going to pit. Nobody else is going to be on this strategy, but I got no option. I can't make another 6 laps. Well, it's nice and quiet at least. Hopefully we come out into a decent place in the field, too.
Release.
2.5 second stop. Ericsson's behind us. Don't see him on the map yet.
To go. 1 stop left in this strategy.
Okay. We'll be out in pretty decent traffic, or pretty decent track. open track. Hopefully we can make the most of these tires. If we're going to be two-stopping, it pretty much means I just need to run the tires as hard as I can their entire run. Not quite up to temp just yet. I will miss my friends. I like running in a pack, especially on a track, or in conditions I'm not familiar with. There was zero wet practice or anything like that.
The tyre situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now.
I'm glad you said that. Okay, these tires are not as good as I expected. I expected a pretty major grip transition, but I'm not feeling it yet. Maybe they're not up to temp, maybe the conditions just aren't right. I don't know. Don't know. We'll have to see, I guess, how I'm closing
Our gap to the car in front
to
is
look.
5.
I still don't know. Leclerc, Leclerc. I hear the announcer say his name all the time. Do you think I make a note of it? Nope. Oh, that sun's poking out again. There's the green sector. Now things are starting to click.
Our gap behind is 6.7 seconds.
Really, the best thing that can happen.
On Leclerc, they seem to have an issue.
He says Leclerc. There you go. The best thing that can happen would be that we run a lot faster on these tires and manage to undercut those cars we were near. And then everybody has the two-stop anyway. That would be the only saving grace for us at this juncture. I don't know if I feel it, but got to kind of hope for the best at this point. I've made my bed. It does look like everybody's struggling on tires or something. Those cars ahead of me are much slower. I thought maybe we were going to get fast lap there. Not quite. I think if I can have a little bit better of a sector 3, we might do it. Minimize the oversteer there. You can do that by staying off of the paint cone. Yeah, that was slow. This mist isn't helping. Mist and dirty air. He's got a problem. Hoping he'll just let us by. Oh, he was letting us by on the outside. I took the inside. Oh well, made it stick. I don't think I lost too much. Stay off of that curb. Okay. Still seems like it's possible, maybe possible, that we could be in the points today, even if we are the only ones to two-stop. Depends on how many cars I pass before the end of the pit cycle. Or the beginning of the pit cycle, I mean. Because they're going to start pitting on like lap 15, 16. Still have a ways to go till then. That was ugly.
Okay, gap ahead is 3.2 seconds.
Okay. Let's try and clean that up a bit. I think I overdrove that last lap a bit. overdriving in these conditions, probably not going to gain you much time. Definitely losing time doing stuff like that. It just happens so suddenly. It's hard to catch it.
The radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now.
Alright, so it seems like it's going to be this for the race. Which means I will indeed be the only one on a two-stop strategy. I don't know whether that's like superhumanness of the AI that they're able to manage these tires so well, or if I'm just that bad at it. Could be a combination of the two, because I certainly realize my own shortcomings. I don't seem to be very good at saving tires in the rain. But what's nice is feeling like I have a car that's faster than the cars ahead of me. I really feel like I can push this car for basically the entirety of the race. Got all the curb there. Couldn't see it. Which makes up for our deficit on power, at least. I probably don't want to do that too much, actually. I have a lot of fuel to burn. So we're going to do this now, then we'll leapfrog a bunch of cars before we pit a second time. But basically, every car we pass at this point is a pretty much guaranteed position. And then at the end of the race, we'll have the same situation where we're going to have better tires than everybody else in the field. Oh, the spray. Very difficult to deal with. What? Where? It must have been, like, the lightest of a graze, if it even was. It's not my fault he was taking up the entire track. Silly video game. Oh, we're coming up on our teammate, who's in 11th. Come on, Magnuson, I'd like to see you score some points today. I know you're heartbroken because you're the number 2 driver now. Yeah, you can see they're visibly slowed on their older tires. Which I guess is just what they did. They extended the run till the tires fell off.
The car in front is 2.9 seconds.
How's it? Purple sector 3. Yeah, it does tell me that I could probably do it. I could probably set fast lap if I just managed to put a whole lap together. That's probably the best exit I've had there. It still wasn't
The gap to the car behind
a green
is
sector.
2.5 seconds.
See, I think what's tricky here is the track has a dry lane in it that's wearing the tires faster than the rainfall
A new
would suggest.
strategy is available on the MFD. Okay, copy that.
I really wish those would come at a consistent place on track. I just don't know exactly when... Oh! That was a silly mistake. Down to neutral. I don't know exactly when the point of changeover is going to be. When these tires go off and when do I pit for that last stop. Currently pitting on lap 21. That still gives us an 11 lap run for the end. I did it again. I must have been like a gear off through that whole section or something. Or did I lose a gear? I don't know. Something was weird there. Something was very weird there. Okay, everybody's pitting now. $18 seems too early. 20 seems like it might be ideal. just because I want to have the good tires at the end of the race.
It is 2.6 seconds.
I haven't passed as many cars on track as I wished I had before the pit sequence. Seems like we still have all the gears, so I guess that wasn't an issue. It just... yeah, I think that pit strategy thing just got me, like, out of rhythm real bad.
It's not a perfect situation, but I don't think we have cause to move on to a different tyre yet.
I would agree with that assessment. There's the hang-up. Boy, this is a long race with the rain. So hard to keep your focus for this long. Imagine if it was 100% in these conditions. Do some pitting here. I think that's why we're getting the hang-ups.
Kevin is in for his stop.
No, I don't have fuel to use for that. Hey, stay on the track, Cone. Nuh-uh, it's my turn. Yikes. So yeah, we definitely ended up running, you know, a faster segment there. But because we can't actually make it to the end, it's kind of a moot point. Our tires haven't completely gone off yet, but we're going to be on the end cycle of our tires at this juncture. Boy, maybe they went off more than I thought. Or it's just the pressure from the cars behind me. Could be. Yeah, I'm definitely just driving too hard. I gotta focus much more on the lines and whatnot. I still gotta get another at least 2 laps out of these tires, if not more. The more I hold up these two now, the better off I'll be in the future, so we'd love to not let them by. And by 2 I mean 3 or 4, however many cars have stacked up behind us.
2 laps until our pit window opens. We're going to put you on the full wet tyre.
Okay. Nothing new there. Nice and smooth. Don't overdrive it. Definitely don't overdrive the entries. Stay off of that paint. That was a good sector 1 kind of out of nowhere. But
Vettel's the race leader.
we got a lot of pressure from behind. Smooth exit. Feeling better. Feel like I got my wheels back under me. Came off the rails there for a little bit of an interlude. Desperately need a drink.
Our gap to the car in front is 11.
Been sweating, been working.
Seconds.
Well, there goes all the work that we put into this race. Right down the trash. That's too bad. Guess that's to do with the focus thing. I just
We're looking at some gearbox wear. Try
hopped
to
the
keep
curb
the
too much there and it
to a minimum.
launched it around.
The gap to the leader is 37.5 seconds.
Okay. I think it's still possible, believe it or not. I think it's still possible. It's probably an illusion. But I think it's still possible we could score points and maybe get back to Alonso here Depends on how things go. What we really desperately would need would be a safety car after we change tires. It's the only thing that would save us in this race. The mistake was bad. The spin just sent us in such a bad way. I couldn't get the thing pointed straight. Thanks to the rain that put us in a really ugly situation. I'm thinking now, I don't know why this didn't occur to me earlier, I'm thinking that the AI may have been on a more wet weather setup versus I stuck with a pretty much dry weather setup for qualifying. So maybe that's why we qualified so well, but it felt so uncomfortable in the race here. It's a possibility. I don't know if it's a certainty, but it's a possibility. I really don't know how smart they are with setups and whatnot. I feel like I've definitely lost the rear tires. I think we'll be ending up pitting on this lap. Whether they are ready for us or not.
In this lap,
okay.
In this lap, push now.
I never stopped pushing, to be honest with you. Probably pushed a little too hard. Definitely pushed a little too hard. Gee, I could definitely not keep the rear tires on the car this race. Considering doing an extra pit stop versus them, I was unable to keep the tires on for the stint.
The car behind's tires are in much better condition than yours. We'll keep an eye on the times.
We're already pitting this lap, Jeff. That's pretty much said and done. I guess points are our main effort today. I'm sad we're going to have 2 races in a row of losing reputation, and I'm sad we're going to have 2 races in a row of a bad result due to an error on my part, but I'm not going to be too hard on myself, because these are like the worst conditions possible. With a car that is, I don't think it would take anybody that's ever seen a race car before to realize that this thing has been not very comfortable to drive. It has been a handful for the entirety of the race. Let's see how many we lose here. It looks like we're going to lose 3. That would put us 9th, 10th, 11th. Could be a big push for this last segment. Oh yeah, that looks not doable. There's Magnussen too.
Exit now.
We'll see. I'm gonna give it everything.
Pit strategy complete. See these tires through to the end now.
Okay, now it takes a lot for the tires to really come into their own, I noticed. But I actually don't feel as bad this time. Okay, maybe they do. Magnussen's currently in 10th, so it's going to be between the two of us, really, on who's going to score a point today. I want it to be me. It looks like that's a gap I can reduce if the tires hold up long enough. I'd really like to get up to that 8th position there. I think that's our race goal, is 8th. See, I need to stay off of that curb. It's a murderer. Nice and slow, nice and easy. Don't overdrive it. I don't want these tires to go off before the end. We're almost safe on fuel. I can go back to regular mix soon. Actually, I'm just going to go right now. Try and close this gap while the tires are good.
The gap behind us bonus is 5.0 seconds.
I don't think they're going to really be struggling for tires until the end of this run. Honestly, I think we'll probably start struggling for tires at the same time, which is worrying. Really curious how this would have played out if I hadn't made the mistake. I think we'd probably be 5th or 6th. Oh wow, we're almost a lap down. Crazy. It's just crazy how good we were in the dry compared to how we were in the wet. I was not expecting that. Purple sector 2. Last lap of the day would be a nice cherry on the pile of poo. We closed a lot this lap. That's undeniable. That was a pretty good lap, I think. Oh yeah.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap for the race.
I don't know that they're gonna beat that. We'll see. Depends on the weather, I guess. Really have to fight the car through there. It's just not happy at all. Fought it right to a purple sector, though.
I definitely think we need to stay on this tyre a bit longer, but there's no question that the track is drying. We might be in a position to change soon.
These are all lies, Jeff. They're lies and scandal. I know what you're talking about. Nothing has changed. It must be just riding the fine line, and the computer doesn't know how to answer that question at the moment. There's another purple sector. Hey, that pylon's finally gone. That took way too long to be a pile off. It'd be really great if Magnussen could pass Ocon there, or Perez, whichever one it is. So we get double points. Short on fuel again now. It's a little bit slower of a lap. I think I'll go ahead and just go down to lean for the slower part of the track. It's only going to help save tires, really.
You're increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep this up.
Keep this up. I'm more worried about that gap up ahead of us, though. Gotta be honest with you. Ooh, that was a really good first sector. Maybe smelling a bit of draft. Hello, Mist. You weren't missed. Getting the mileage out of that joke. Can you see the turn? Because I couldn't see the turn. I don't know where exactly I'm going to make this move. And not get in anybody's way, too. Look at them hopping that curb like it's nothing. You darn cheaters. Where is the track? Just looking for curbing, basically. Yellow flag here. Don't see anything. Oh, Ocon's got issues. Okay, well, we'll both score points today.
Cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed.
Imbecile.
Some information on Ocon. They are out of the race.
In my defense, he totally missed that turn, okay? He totally missed it and parked in the middle of the turn. There was nothing I could do there. I will defend that one till the end of time. But now I want to get up there and get the signs if I can. But we'd really have to run some stellar laps to do it. We lost some time with that stumble. And get there before our tires completely go off as well. I was definitely losing time being in the mist.
Okay, gap ahead is 8.2 seconds.
Really? It didn't look like it was that much. I'd have to be beating him by multiple seconds a lap, which isn't impossible, but it's improbable. Is it possible for me to say to Jeff, like, give me lap-by-lap updates to Ocon, or Signs, or whoever? That's what I really like. 8.0.
Turbocharger is on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum.
I think everything's on its last legs, Jeff. Including your driver. Really not looking possible. Then you go and set a 0.3 of a second faster delta in Sector 1, and it makes you want to try. I don't think he's running those times. Cars are low on fuel now, it's feeling a lot better. I think I'm being a little easier on the tires. I've learned some of the places to back off a bit. Including right here. We would have to have made up over a second this lap and continue doing that to be able to mount that charge. Let's see what it's looking like. Oh, that was really nice through there. This may be fast lap of the day. Yeah.
That was the fastest
5.8 to
Keep
Signs.
this up.
Huge strides there. Just keep it smooth. Don't cook these tires off. I'm trying to catch them. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Really, I did that just to keep it from sliding. Sliding is what...
Heavy rain to stay a while. Doesn't look like it's moving anytime soon.
This is quite a storm. I think this would be like flash flood warning kind of storm. I don't know that it actually rains harder than this in the game.
Fuel remaining.
Oh, we're still very close on fuel. Very close on fuel. Marginal, at best.
Gap to car in front is 4.3 seconds.
That gap, though. That gap is closing. And his tires are only going to get worse as the run goes on. As are ours. Okay. A little bit messier. Feels like maybe some of the good is gone in these tires now. Okay. Wasn't too bad though. 4.0. Try and get another couple seconds this lap. Clean up this section right here. Keep it a little tighter. Problem is the dry line is so to the edge of the track. That was good. Feel very focused in right now, which is good. This is the time to have that. This is when I need it. Fine, it's fine. I was supposed to be keeping it out of lean, wasn't I? That ain't gonna happen. So we're gonna be real close on fuel. I think we did get our 2 seconds we needed this lap. These slow sections are where they really lose time. How we looking? 2.4. It's starting to stabilize a little bit, but we're still closing. Try and really make use of our middle sector, I think, to get there. Overdrive it here. Definitely start to feel the rear tires not being happy. Lean through here. Try and save some fuel. Right there is where the big gains are. This is running down, I want to say in a hurry, but really it feels like it's been an eternity. I can tell my times are falling. But we're here. Now I just gotta be patient and wait for the right moment.
The circuit's definitely looking better than it was a few minutes ago. If we just move a bit more of that standing
It's
water,
exactly
we
the
might be able to
same,
get onto the
Jeff.
intermediates.
It's exactly the same as it was. Just shut your mouth. In fact, shut up, Jeff.
Understood, copy that.
I really do wish he would have some kind of rebuttal to that, like, well, no need to be cross. Alright, we're in a spray now. We've made this move in the past. A little bit riskier this time. But we made it happen. Once we pushed him out into the wet, he had no answer for us. Lean. Save that fuel. Remember I said the main goal would be to catch Alonso again? You can see how close we actually got to that. Not very, but to get back to 8th, I think, is still a monumental effort. Let's just hope that I don't lose it. For these last laps, I've really just got to be easy on the thing, because this is where the tires are unhappy. Well, we're going to lose this spot now. This is going to be a battle to the end, I believe. It's like the tires just hit this, like, very fine line critical point where they just go, nope, no more. You wanted grip? Nuh-uh. You done messed up, son. You got no more grip. They are so slow in this middle sector, it's kind of infuriating. We'll do this before the turn this time. Maybe. Yeah, it's gonna be the same deal. Except he stayed. Oh! Little wheel to wheel there! No warning that time. I think it was just literally wheel to wheel. He was not giving up that dry line this time. Hello, lag spikes. If there's anything I've learned from the multiplayer series, it is during those lag spikes, they actually do, like, basically... Oh, don't do that, Cone. They basically stop you in time. So you lose the time that you would have had during that lag spike, and the rest of the world keeps moving. I don't know how it does it in single player, but it does it. It's almost like the AI get like fast forwarded a little bit. We got plenty of fuel to use now. Last lap. Just trying to hold on. What? No. You didn't see that. You didn't see it. I think I was looking over at the gaps. I don't know what the hell I was looking at. Not the track, obviously. Distracted driving, kids. Don't do it. Kids. They don't watch me. Unless I go, hey boys and girls, this is Formula 1! No, even that. I need to be way more screamy. My voice just can't do that. My voice can't do regular voice. Gave you all a panic attack when I went in the grass though, didn't I? Could give you one too. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. He's not gonna try to pass us here. Don't bother defending. Stay in the dry line. Power on out of here. And the world's hardest fought 8th place there. Again, no message from Jeff? Nothing? I mean, I did tell him to shut up.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today.
Good day for Ferrari.
And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Sebastian Vettel takes the lead of the drivers' championship. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Sergio Perez. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
On to the constructors then. Ferrari extend their lead at the top of the championship. After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.
Alright, well, interesting race. Little disappointed in myself, but very good recovery. That could have easily been outside the points, and I really, truly believe the only position we lost was to Alonso there. I don't... Maybe Bottas, maybe, but I don't think we would have had anything for these three on our two-stop strategy. We were indeed the only one to have a two-stop strategy, so yeah, I'm not terribly upset. Disappointed, but not upset. Standings-wise, everything looks pretty much the same. It's going to be quite a battle there for 6th through 9th, and the interesting one's going to be constructors. You can see how tight that's getting already. 121, 126, 148, those three, that's going to be a battle for the season. But I think that will do it for the Spanish Grand Prix. Why did it have to rain? But thanks for watching, and I will see you next time, or very shortly in an interview. We'll see.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
I spun out in the middle of the
Did
race.
you feel comfortable in the wet weather today?
It would be fun if you didn't test every now and again. No, I hate the rain. Wet weather poses risk. Great team behind me to mitigate that. Oh, I forgot that I was supposed to be going for.
Today, didn't you?
Oh yes, Sainz is our rival, isn't he? We're pushing each other too close. He's been a thorn in my side. Here, I'll fix that. I'm a showman now.
Do you have any comments about the collisions?
Oh, who do I want to piss off? I don't want to piss off anybody. Can I just no comment?
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, I think that would have pissed them off.